good, Commanders fans? Happy Friday. Hope everybody has a great weekend out there. The weather is pretty crazy. It's been like Seattle and the DMV lately. I wanted to go to the DC Defenders game tonight, but the weather is not looking great. So I'm not going to stand outside in the stands and drive down to DC and pay 34 or 35, really 35 to 40, $50 for parking and then buy a $30 ticket where the parking is going to cost more than the dang ticket. So I'll probably just stay home and watch the game. So we'll see if it happens. It's gonna happen. They're not gonna delay the game or anything like that. It's gonna rain, but it may thunderstorm tonight, so we'll see. But that's what I got going on tonight, this weekend. What's going on? But I do want to get to which players stood out. So we're gonna do 5. I do this every year. OTAs, 5 standouts. I wasn't able to be there, or I'm not gonna be there anyway at the OTAs and whatnot, but I will try my best to be at training camp and have boots on the ground and check it out for myself. But just listening to people who were there, let's start out with Trey Amos, man. Everybody's been ranting and raving about Trey Amos, and this is a big reason why I don't see the Commanders trading for Jalen Ramsey. And I know I get it. It's just OTAs. It's just T-shirts and shorts, or B-Mitch says T-shirts and panties. Like, this is not similar to what you're going to see on Sundays. But when you do see a guy out there making plays, that is good to see, because we've seen guys, from day one just look like they're not ready to play, or that they were overdrafted from day one in OTA. Sometimes you can tell it. Like Brandon Sheriff, you could tell he was not a tackle, but they moved him to guard because of what they saw in rookie minicamp and OTA. So there are some evaluations that you can see how quick guys are, how they can move, can they click and close, can they run with guys, can they stick with guys. And Trey Amos certainly did that on Wednesday. So he did get an interception. Michael Gallup did trip, but the fact that he was there in the vicinity and was there with Michael Gallup, stride for a guy that's been in the league for years and has put up numbers in the league before, and Michael Gallup. Mr. Tischler said that he saw the speed from Trey Amos. He was there for the interception versus Gallup, a couple times versus Luke McCaffrey as well. Did have mixed results, but he did a good job on the inside shoulder, and he breaks well with receivers. He's a guy who can play the position that does not look overmatched at all. Ran with Debo as well, stride for stride, so he did a good job on that. Did a nice job breaking on the ball to Jacoby Jones, and Craig Hoffman said, "Whoa," on that play. This guy looks like a football player. So also Brand Weinstein said he looks the part, very fluid, smooth movement. He looked great. He could be a stud off of what he saw from OTA. So once again, I don't want to overreact, but Brand Weinstein is a guy that is in the building every day. He may be overreacting, but it's a good overreaction. This is what we love to hear from a second-round pick, a guy that has the size, the speed, the physicality, and a guy that I really believe that can match up with number 1 receivers in this league, and Trey Amos. And who is a steal, man. He was supposed to be a first. A lot of people had him projected to be a first-round pick, and we got him in the second round. Super, super athletic. I believe he played track in high school, might have ran track in college, if I'm not mistaken, as well. But the guy's an athlete and a half, man. And he can play. He's got the physicality, and he's got the swag to him, too. He's got that swag to him. So that's why I like Trey Amos a lot. And he's a big reason why I don't see us trading for Jalen Ramsey. I get it. You don't want to just rely on a second-round rookie. But I think everybody in the building and seeing what the media saw, too, they believe this guy can make plays. And ball is life. He had 3 picks last year. He gave like a 54.5 passer rating in college, which is really, really, really insane. A couple of pass breakups as well. So this guy, Trey Amos, man, he's a baller. He's already showing out, and could add to the no-fly zone if Marshawn Lattimore can stay healthy and return to his New Orleans Saints form. We can have Mikey in the slot, Trey Amos on the outside, Marshawn on the outside, Noah I is a backup, Jonathan Jones is a backup, interchangeable, and a lot of flexibility with those guys, a lot of depth. This cornerback room is significantly upgraded from last year for sure. All right, number 2 standout is Mike Sainristil. He had a number of pass breakups from what I heard. Good play against Debo Samuel. And he was in the slot primarily, which is good to hear. It's really, really good to hear. He was in the slot primarily. Noah I played on the outside primarily. And I believe Trey Amos played on the outside primarily for the most part as well. He did a great job absorbing contact and almost having to come back on the ball on a slant pattern. John Keim said that he broke up a pass on Debo Samuel. Did a nice job on a crosser route to the outside. He trails, but he sees the eyes and he turns and knocks the ball away. When the receiver sees the ball, he does a good job of tracking their eyes and reacting to it. That's something that Ben St. Juste really, really struggled with throughout his career. I think Mikey Sainristil just has a better reaction time and just a better feel for doing that and pass and breaking the ball away and creating pass breakups and doing that. So he played exclusively in the slot, but he did a good job from what I hear from all accounts. Also, Zach Selby said that he played against Jalen Lane, and he had a nice break. He swatted the ball to the ground for an incompletion, so that was a good play against Jalen Lane, who's super, super speedy. Jalen Lane did beat him on one play from what I heard as well, which could have been a pass interference, but he got away with it. But other than that, Mikey Sainristil had a darn good day in OTAs on Wednesday. All right, so moving on to the next guy is Zach Ertz, man. He had a 20-yard catch on one of the first plays. Man, even Rick Snyder said he's just a guy that's going to slit your throat, just route running, and he was even participating in 2-minute drills. And I guess that's like late in the practice where he didn't really necessarily have to do a bunch of drills, but he was really focused on lining up. And Zach Ertz, he's going to have another good year, man. He really is. He's going to have another good year. Him and James just have great chemistry, and we really do have weapons. You have Terry, Debo, Noah Brown, Zach Ertz. Like we have legitimate weapons on Austin Eckler. We have legitimate receiving threats and weapons on this team that can get you first downs. And Zach Ertz is the definition of a chain mover. Yes, I call him No Yak Zach, but I have a lot of respect for Zach Ertz, man. He moves the chain, and him and Jayden have great chemistry, and he's a tough player, man. He really is. He's a reliable player, and he's a smart player, and he's a savvy veteran. So Ben Sinnott, his time will come, but while Zach Ertz is here, it's just not going to be next year. It is what it is on that. All right, other people. So Jayden, he stood out. I mean, David Harrison said that he stood out. He was confident, decisive, and clearly in control of the offense. Quick decision-making and good footwork, looking sharp. Timing throws, well-placed passes to guys he hasn't had a lot of reps with as well. But he looked the part from what everybody said. Had a couple nice passes to Michael Gallup and other players. So Jayden looked the part. He was just cool, calm, and collected. Yes, he did throw 2 picks, but he made some other plays like a nice pass to Zach Ertz as well. He couldn't connect with Luke McCaffrey on one play where Luke McCaffrey was wide open, but you know they're gonna connect. I mean, for whatever reason, Jayden and Luke they rarely connect. So I don't know what's going on, but hopefully those guys can get on the same page this year because I do want to see Luke be successful. I do. I want to see him be successful. All right, that's number 4. Other guys, Ja'Cory Brooks, man. Ja'Cory Brooks had a big catch down the field and made a big play in 2-minute drill as well, but he did drop a deep pass where it went right through his hands. But Ja'Cory Brooks, the undrafted guy, wide receiver out of Louisville, who went to Alabama as well, did make his presence felt. I guess other honorable mention that I'll mention here is Noah Brown. His size was felt, pause. But just his size out there, made a couple catches out there. Lawrence Cager is an athlete. That's a guy that I do like on the practice squad, the tight ends. One of the tight ends on the practice squad. Also, Jonathan Jones looked good and impressive per John Keim and David Harrison. So Jonathan Jones is going to be a good player for us. Even whether he starts or not, he's going to be a good rotational corner for us. So like I said, to go from some of the guys that we have starting and backing up in the cornerback room to go to Jonathan Jones, who's been a perennial starter everywhere with the Patriots for his career. I mean, that's a huge upgrade there. So he's going to be playing slot and outside. So that's a great upgrade right there, having Jonathan Jones in. Logan Paulson did say Will Harris lined up in the slot, and he can cover receivers too. So the new safety that we brought in, he can track and stay in phase as well. He did a good job of that in OTAs. He gives them so much more versatility and flexibility as well. So we had Jeremy Chin last year. And Jeremy Chin, he had his moments in coverage where he did get beat a couple times, but he had his moments where he made some nice pass breakups. He got an interception against the Steelers. He made a really nice pass breakup against the Bengals as well. And he hit a couple big hits. He struggled to tackle in the beginning of the year. Will Harris is a big hitter. That's one thing, too, you're not going to see OTs. He's a headhunter. He is a hit stick kind of guy. I do want to see him in coverage, though. But in OTAs, apparently he did really well in coverage, sticking with receivers. Quan Martin was on the side field. Dorrance Armstrong was on the side field as well. Dom Hampton and Kane Madrano were out there together. Let me see what else. Keegan Jones has juice. He can run. He had a couple of miscommunications with the quarterback, though, but he does show his he did show his athleticism out there. That's a guy that I really feel like is better than Kazmir Allen. Another UCLA guy, the running back, undrafted kick returner. He made punt return in practice. He made punt return in preseason too. If they don't have Jalen Lane out there, see, because Jalen Lane's going to be our primary punt returner. We know that for a fact, as we saw B. Mitch out there talking to Jalen Lane. But I mean, maybe like that third game, that last game of the season, they may try a couple of guys out there returning punts, and I think Keegan Jones should get an opportunity to do that. So sounds good that Keegan Jones got an invite It looks like Keegan Jones got an invite because Keegan Jones was a tramp. He was a camp tryout. And I think that's who they're talking about as far as Keegan Jones. Now, Gabe Taylor was not there. He did not get an invite to OTAs or to the 90-man roster. All right, let's see. I think that's really it, guys. I think that's it. Carlin Vidgers slipped a couple times, but his size did jump out from what I heard as well. Connolly and Andrew Wiley were competing at the right tackle spot, so there's good competition right there. Trent Scott took first team left tackle reps while Laramie Tunzel was out or was not there. Brandon Coleman at guard, I like to hear that. He was at left and right guard, but more on the left side, so that's good to hear. Most likely he's going to be on the left, being a guard. So that's about it. Cole Turner was wearing a black visor, wearing number 88. So Cole Turner is still on the roster some way, somehow. Maybe he will make the roster. Well, he's not going to make the roster, but maybe he will be on the practice squad again. And then Michael Gallup had a nice comeback catch against Trey Amos as well, from what I heard. So that is about it, man. That is about it, guys. You guys let me know what you guys think. I mean, it's just really good. I think the biggest takeaway for me really is Trey Amos. We still need a defensive end. We still need a pass rusher. I don't know what's going to be. It's probably not going to be Trey Hendrickson. Is it going to be Von Miller, Zadarius Smith, Matt Judon, or is it just going to be the guys that we have right now? Do they just believe in Dietrich Wise and Jacob Martin and Dorrance Armstrong and Cleveland Farrell? Do they believe in the scheme of Frankie Louvu being used as a pass rusher on third downs in certain situations? So is that what they're going to do, or go and get somebody from the outside? I'd rather them at least sign as Zadarius or Von Miller, one of those two guys to a one-year deal. I'd rather see them do that. But I think we're in good hands at the cornerback position. Trey Amos sounds like he looked the part and he's going to be the part. So like I said, once again, don't want to overreact from OTAs. But it looks like the guy, he looked the part. You can't really get much from the running back. So JCM, Ja'Cory Crosky-Merritt, didn't hear much about him. And then Jalen Lane, did hear a few things here and there. He looked smooth on his punt returns. Kane Madrano looked quick out there running with receivers. And then Connerly competing. So those are all the draft picks that we got that we could talk about and hear about. So once again, hope you guys have a great weekend. Enjoy your weekend. Hail to Commanders, hail to the DC Defenders as well. Peace.